Good evening, ma'am. My name is Evan Weber, and this is my persuasive presentation. My 3 to 5 audience members are my 5 children. I have Bradley behind the camera, he's filming it, and then I have Erik, and then behind him is Ethan, and then I have Jackson, and then my button pusher is my daughter Leah. Okay, my persuasive presentation. Have you guys ever experienced slowdowns with our computers here at home with our wireless, our Wi-Fi, either on your phones, either on the phone, or on your computers at school? Well, my part of my presentation is to tell you how to make things work better. And like if we want to, like here at home, we want to get it to work better, this is what we're going to do. Most wired and wireless communications is made to work out of the box. As you can see here, we got computers, got a router, cell phones, MP3 players. All this stuff is made to work right out of the box. But here's the thing, it's not made to work good. It just works, as we sort of put it. As a consumer, so like you guys, we get you stuff. I've experienced the same problems, all the same issues that we have when we buy the new things, making them work and making them everything work well. But again, they don't work well straight out of the box, so that things have to be done. Some of the stuff like our phones, we get frustrated because they slow down, right? Well, sometimes it gets so frustrating that it feels like, we've wasted our money, like we should get something better, but we can't always. Well, again, this is like, you get that hard-earned money feeling is all down the drain. So what I'm here to do is try to tell you how to make it work better, how to get the best stuff. Again, you already know who I am. I've been involved with the IT industry and networking for over 18 years. So I've been involved with all forms of small networks, such as our house, and large networks like the Navy uses or the government uses, up to I think the biggest we work is like 600,000 users over satellite communications and over wired and wireless communications. Okay, my big point is what I'm going over is what type of connections there are existing out there. What's the best equipment to actually use within your budget? So the big thing is your budget. And then finally, what's the best way to actually set that stuff up? The World Wide Web. We all like it. We spend time on it, right? Again, the internet. We love it. Yes, we do. World Wide Web, the interweb, the internet, or just plain getting online. These are all things that we do, and we're using our phones, we're using our gaming systems, we're using computers, or wired and wireless connections. With this much hardware, different kinds of hardware and software out there, there's so many standards. And a lot of those standards look like this to people. It's just nothing but a bunch of little letters and scribbles. All those acronyms, they actually mean something. We got ISDN, DSL, ADSL, cable, T1, T3, OC12, all that stuff. It all means something, it all means speed. The higher your numbers, the faster you get. Wireless. This is the biggest one that people use. They don't need to knock holes in walls, and they don't need to do anything complicated. They just set it up, turn it on, let it go, connect to the internet. That's all we need to do. Good? Okay. The biggest thing is to not get caught up in this alphabet soup of all the different numbers and what works. Like I said, most of the stuff is made to work out of the box. But the thing is, you got to go through and you got to determine what's going to be best for your budget. So the biggest thing is going through and finding out is what is good for your budget, because you want to stick within your budget. You want to make sure that any of the equipment you buy is going to be well within what you're doing. You do want to be mindful of your budget, and you do not want to break the bank. You want to set a price for what you want to spend, and you want to stay there, because you could spend a lot of money really, really quickly. So as you guys know, all this stuff adds up. The best way to handle this is after you set your budget, you find your equipment. There's all sorts of websites, that's what everybody uses. Tiger Direct, PC Buy, whatever you use, you always want to set what you want first. So I think we all know that. We find out, we do all our research, and we go find what we want to get. Now the second thing after that, or say the third thing, is how you're going to set it up. So I know you guys are learning. I know a lot of people learn. A lot of people become more knowledgeable on how this is set up. So what a lot of people don't do is follow the instructions. Who reads them? Yes, exactly. Not a lot of people. I got like, what, 2 out of 5 people would read the instructions. So yeah, read the instructions. It can make you or break you with your connection. Like if we don't go through and we set up our equipment the correct way, let's just hope we don't have stuff set up like this, just stuff all piled into a corner. Stuff doesn't work well like this because it's plugged in and it's working. It's not set up correctly. So we need to make sure it's all set up good. Now, how it's set up can make or break your connection. For your home or office, like we don't have an office, but for my office, you know, it's how it's set up, how it's going to make it. How is the router set up correctly? For us, Mommy actually goes through and sets stuff up on the router, which would be this piece of gear that's upside down. Again, this isn't our stuff. This is just an example of how things are, some people's stuff would actually be set up. She tries to make it run as fast as possible so we don't get little complaints saying it wasn't working. Again, that's why we add more equipment to try to make things run better for you guys. So, you know, speed is always what we want. So it's always, you go through, you tweak our little settings and you're good to go. So, okay. And if there's ever any questions, you come to somebody like me, you know, questions. You'll ask, say, hey, we need to make it run faster, right? Okay, so we always want to make it run faster. I hope I've given you guys a little more knowledge on this. I know it could go a lot longer, but I don't want to sit here and bore you too much with it. So, yeah. Again, what it comes down to is asking questions. It's my biggest thing is I want to make sure that you understand everything that you're doing. Be informed and ask questions. Again, questions, questions, questions. There's all sorts of questions people never ask. If they ask questions, they can usually get help. Remember, wireless and wired communications, technology is made to work out of the box, but again, it's not made to work well. I think we all know that. If people never ask questions, they're never going to know. They're never going to know how to make it work better. Remember, without a proper setup network, which is like what we have here, your smartphones, from we're connected at home, this stuff is going to run so bad, you're going to think something's wrong with it. It's going to be almost crippling. If we, like at work, if I do this stuff, if things aren't set up correctly, bad. Any questions? Thank you. Good night.